We are all
Again.
together again.
Oh,
How
look
long
at
has
us.
it been since we have all been? It feels like it's actually been. It feels like years, but it was literally like, what, 2 months?
In
Yeah,
dog
but
years, it's a long
In
time.
dog years. In PE-backed company years, it's a lot.
What's
Welcome
the
to
translation? PE dog to dog year.
Oh, many
probably
dogs
the other
die
way.
in the course of one PE year, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, because PE kills dogs. Do you think this was the idea for Inception? Like it's the number of years, dog years to PE years. That's the levels.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part where he goes into like multiple dreams and then the time
Yep,
changes,
yep.
right?
You are
I gotta
Leonardo
rewatch
DiCaprio.
that movie.
You've not watched that movie? By the way,
Rewatch. I haven't watched it
rewatch.
since college, so it's been a minute.
I liked that way more than Tenet. I did not like Tenet. Is that just a me thing?
I didn't watch Tenet.
Could not
I didn't
track
see it either.
Tenet.
So yes,
Tenet was
I
a
didn't
little
track it
too
either.
smart for me. I was just like, I think this is too mathy for me. Welcome to a very Disneymas Mickeysode of Getting to Market.
Try
We
it
have
again.
brought back. I should probably just record this 4 times. A very
Yeah.
Disneymas Mickeysode of Getting to Market. We have brought back Kyrie because she has also just recently been to Disney. John has never been, except for John, when you did go once, right?
Earlier this week, Nate and I were talking about Amway. Kyrie, do you know anyone who's been an Amway family or was an Amway family?
I have heard of Amway, but you're my first Amway family. So
Yeah, Amway family. For a long time, my parents ran an Amway business, like I think it was like 15 years. And so the only time I've been to Disney was for an Amway event. And we went out there, and I think my parents had meetings the whole time, and me and my buddy just got to walk around.
About what? What? That's what I really want to know. Is like,
oh, really?
what would they meet about?
you
What
got
is
a
there to
pitch
learn?
deck. So be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. Imagine you had 2 friends. That's how it started. No, it was like they had huge conferences, regular. I like a lot of the family vacations growing up were either funded by or for Amway conventions, and it was actually pretty fun. Like we went to Estes Park in Colorado a couple times. We went to this thing in Disney. I have a very weird relationship with Amway because it was crazy experience for a lot of reasons, but also we had a lot of fun. Ping pong table in our room, right? So the basement in our house, the product room, we had a ping pong table, but the net was always broken, and so I grew up playing ping pong with juice boxes as the net. That is the truth.
That is such a dark peek into your childhood.
I'm pretty good at ping pong with a juice box net. I'm probably terrible with a real net because
There's
I don't know
an
how to
actual
ball.
net.
That feels
Forget about
shorter, right? That is like an inch and a half shorter than a real ping pong net.
I don't know. Amway
That's definitely
makes
not regulation.
yeah.
That's for sure.
So
You're
Wisconsin
probably right.
regulation.
It's Wisconsin. I like the idea that Amway made juice boxes at ping pong net heights. They had very specific
case.
regulation around it all, just in
Yeah.
case.
There were 2 things I thought would be helpful frames for this episode, just so that people don't get really mad at us. One is I guess 3 things. One is, what is the tie to product? So I think like if we treat this as a review of Disney as a product, that is kind of
Ooh.
our way to keep this adjacent, which made me think, how fun would it be if Disney's approach to their rides was CICD, where it's like, we've gotten halfway on the track, we're just going to ship it. So you just have like a roller coaster.
That's the Yeti ride,
Yeah.
actually.
That is-
So,
I knew nothing about that until I brought my 5-year-old onto it, and then just
Oh,
scarred for life.
my 8-year-old passed out unconscious. So, yeah.
Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Asked my husband, "Are we still on the ride?" He said, "Oh yeah."
What's the
No.
Yeti ride?
Great parent.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll get into that. The other thing was, at the top of this episode, I just want to acknowledge the insane privilege it is to have gone on this Disney trip like a week after the shutdown ended, with all the craziness that the economy's been going through. There is inflation, contrary to what I've been reading in the news. Economically, I understand it's a nightmare time for a lot of people, so I don't want to be dissensitive to the fact that, we took a very expensive trip to the most expensive place. That's the tagline, right? The most expensive place in the world, Disney World.
Correct.
So anyways, that disclaimer aside, let's get into it. John, break it down. This is your new segment. Break it down. I would love for you to break down minute by minute your favorite Rob Reiner film, which I believe you've told me is Casablanca, but I don't think that's actually a Rob Reiner
Yeah, I
film.
don't think that's right. Speaking of Rob Reiner, I learned this week that Christopher Guest, who is, as you know, was he actually the writer of Spinal Tap or just the star? He's both. Did he write Spinal Tap?
I don't know. Yeah, right?
I'm pretty sure. He wrote,
Did he not
Rob Reiner
direct it?
directed.
What, Rob Reiner directed. Okay.
Rob Reiner directed Spinal Tap. Christopher Guest, I'm pretty sure, wrote it, starred in it, a bunch of other stuff. Christopher Guest got married the same day as me. We both celebrated our anniversary same day.
Wow.
So that's my favorite Rob Reiner movie, other than the fact that it is anyway.
Happy
Spinal Tap.
anniversary.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Yesterday. Yeah,
How
you're
come
welcome.
every time we eat in a restaurant, then, John, you always say, I'll have what she's having, and there's no other reference point for it? Is that not your favorite movie?
Is that from When Harry Met Sally?
Yes. How do you not know
Nice.
that?
I don't know.
Have you not seen
Kind
that
of a
movie?
famous scene, you know?
It's a little bit of a famous scene. Also, every once in a while, like I'm
Hold
either
on.
like looking
I got the
right
scene
at
reference without having seen the movie, and I'm getting no credit for that.
I mean, it has also been in like commercials. It's reenacted, but every time I get a glimpse of Kyrie's ears, it's really hard not to laugh. Did you
Especially with
wear
the
those?
headphones. I did.
How do people keep those on their head on rides, which
You
I
don't.
saw
You take
multiple
them off.
times? But
Well,
not everybody.
not everyone.
everybody.
Also, it's kind of a dick move because if they can't see over the ears, this adds
Oh,
several
yeah.
inches of height
Yeah,
to
yeah.
my head. So be kind. Take your ears off during the ride. Oh,
All right. Yes.
PSA.
That's a great sign for all the rides. All right. So let's get into it. So Disney World, that's where you went, Disney World, right? Not Disneyland, I guess. I guess they are a little different, right?
I've heard it's essentially the greatest hits of Disney World. And the entire Disneyland fits in the parking lot of Disney World. So
No, really?
Oh, really?
Yes.
I mean, the parking
Really.
lots are crazy. They're bananas.
I
They are
was going to
crazy.
ask, like, is there a camp between Disney World, Disneyland? Do people fight about it? But I feel like you just answered that, where the fact that you knew those stats off the top of your head means you're a Disney World person in Disneyland. You ain't got time for that.
East Coast represent, you know?
Also, I think it's good context because I am not a Disney adult and I have a hard time wrapping
Really?
my mind around that perspective. Yeah, I know that's hard to believe. I just want to start with I was scared to go on this trip because of how complicated Disney is. Like I had to watch videos literally on the whole lightning lane stuff because it's confusing.
Yes, and I still got it wrong, even though I thought I knew the lightning lane. Having been several years ago, they changed it. But
Yeah.
I literally studied for weeks ahead of this, watching the lightning lane times
Yeah.
at different points during the day to see which, because Nate, I wasn't going to buy the premium that is basically the cost of your park ticket again. I was like, all right, I can't do that. I'm going with the
Literally, yeah.
3,
Yep.
but which 3? And they
Yeah.
don't let you pick any 3. They only let you pick a subset of 3. So you have to
And
do your
you can't
research.
pick the best ride in the park either because that is a separate thing, which I did not know.
And it costs
Um,
extra.
It costs extra. So, okay, let's get into it because Disney at its heart, honestly, this is surprising, but just as like a visitor, a guest of the park, it is a technical product. You can't just walk up, buy a ticket, and I think have a good time. You are going to be waiting in lines. You're not going to know where to go. Like it requires knowledge and prep work in a way that was frankly stressful and complicated. And even like afterwards, I was still like, I feel like there was probably a way to like game the system more than we did.
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
a cottage industry around just figuring out what to do and when. Like, to your point of how large of a scale it is as a product, for there to be videos and people making on how to get the right packages and whatever, there's a whole industry just for that.
One of my wife's friends makes 6 figures a month from their Disney blog.
Are they hiring?
Right? Right?
Oh, that's why Kyrie's got the ears on.
Yeah.
But I was
Hire
going
me.
to say, Nate, people go again and again. And I do wonder if it is such a learning curve to get it the first time that people are like, all right, well, now I got to go again and do
Yep.
it better.
It's so confusing. There's so many variables too. Like we stayed at the did you stay on the park at the
Of course, because you got to get the early entry. There's no other way.
We didn't even
no other
go
way.
early because it was like I don't want to be there at 8 a.m. Like that's just
That's how I got all my details riding the bus at like 7:30
Oh.
in the morning, talking to random people. So
what's better than being on a bus at 7:30 in the morning? So we stayed at the Caribbean Beach Resort. Where did you stay?
the Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, okay.
Are these different sections, parts of the park, or just other?
Yeah, so
hotels
like
around
you've
it?
got
Yes.
you've got the 4, they call them kingdoms, whatever, 4 park areas, and
Okay.
each of the park areas has kind of resorts near it. And confusingly, because we had to do this one time, there's different transportation routes and different modes of transportation to different parks from different resorts. And so one time we wanted to go to Disney Springs, which I actually didn't realize was a part of Disney.
What gave it away?
Okay, hang on. It's just a mall, okay? So it just does. It seems weird. It's literally like an outlet mall that has like real stores.
You have to go through like a security checkpoint to get in.
Which, yes, like we got there and I was like, oh, why is there a metal detector getting this stupid outdoor mall? Which we went to on Black Friday, which was a terrible idea, by the way.
How much research did you do? It doesn't seem like you did much at all.
Yeah, so apparently I was like, when's Black Friday? So we get there and I'm like, oh my God, it is so busy here. And then we were like, oh, it's Black Friday. so anyways, okay, so we stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort. But anyways, when we were trying to get to Disney Springs, we had to take like what do we take? The Skyliner to one resort and then the bus from that resort to Disney Springs. But you have to do that depending on the park you're going to too. Like you can't just it's not just like they have a really good bus system for everything. Sometimes you have to take the Skyliner or the monorail or the buses. Or
sometimes you just order a cab because you're like, I can't even deal with this. So that's what we did to go to Disney Springs.
100% should have done going to Disney Springs because that was literally an hour for a place that's like walking distance.
Yeah, that was our mistake last time, that we ended up taking an hour and a half to get to dinner at Topolino's and missed our reservation by a mile. Luckily, they still accommodated us, but like, you know what?
To ride a
I'm
bus
not doing that.
When it would have been like a $15 lift. Like it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So anyways, yes, we also stayed on the resort. How was your hotel?
Hotel was great. It was very, wilderness lodge. So wilderness themed, a lot of, what do my kids say? It looked like a box of Lincoln logs that had built it. Take that for what it will.
Wait, did someone leave Lincoln logs in your hotel room?
No, that's what the hotel looks like it's made out
shaped.
of.
That's
it's
exciting.
kind of log cabiny. It did kind of give me, if you've ever been to Great Wolf Lodge, if you've ever had the misfortune, it reminded me a lot of that. I'm not a fan of Great Wolf. That was the longest 2 days of my life. But they look kind of similar indoors. But it was all decked out for Christmas. It was cute. It was nice.
I feel like there's decent odds that Disney sends their like SEAL Team 6 after us after this episode.
Without a doubt.
Great Wolf Lodge too. Like they're gonna have to compete. It's a race to Kyrie's house.
Let's do it. They'll be racing to sponsor.
If Great Wolf Lodge says I can never come back again, I'll have to just deal with it. That's all right. Yeah, I think it's similar tier.
Yeah,
and it's near Magic Kingdom. So we had good bus access and boat access. We actually took a boat.
Oh, you had that's right, the boats. That's the other. So there's like literally like 4 or 5 ways. Yeah. Because I forgot some people took the boats. We were at the Caribbean. By the way, okay, I have this question for you both. The Johnny Depp Pirates movie, how do you say that title?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, why when I say Caribbean Beach, I always say Pirates of the Caribbean, but then when I say Caribbean Beach Resort or like the Caribbean Ocean, what is that?
It's kind of like the candy.
Yeah,
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. You never
Reese's
say
Pieces.
Pieces, but why is it Reese's? Why is it Pieces? Yeah. The life's mysteries. So
I was trying to think of if it's a like if there's an actual grammar rule behind that, like a the.
But do you say Pirates of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean?
I
think my
dad
says Caribbean.
Yeah,
but maybe it's like an age thing. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Oh, okay, that's interesting. We should do a poll. What parks did you do, Kyrie?
We did all 4. How about you?
That's what we did. We gave the kids the option on the last day of whether or not they wanted to do Animal Kingdom, which we hadn't been to, or if they wanted to go back to Magic Kingdom. And they were kind of split, but decided on Animal Kingdom, so we went there. And truthfully, it wasn't as like there was more stuff to do than I thought there would be, because I thought it was just going to be like a giant zoo, which it kind of is. But I was being probably overly grumpy because I was complaining about Disney does this thing, and it's especially acute at Animal Kingdom because you're flipping between like real world stuff that exists, and then there's silly make-believe stuff, and they're just mashing all of these things together in a way that for a kid, it must be like like you have no idea what's reality anymore. Like you're doing a freaking Avatar ride in Avatar World or whatever, and all of this like fake Avatar stuff is everywhere, like these giant cliffs and all these things. And then you're at a place where there's like elephants, and then you're at a place that's like dinosaur, like there's then the dinosaur area, which is also like there's no living dinosaurs. So how is this a zoo thing? It's just, and then there's like, there was a Zootopia thing when we were there.
Animal Kingdom's a hodgepodge, and I think it's ripe to be redone. I do think they put that Avatar ride there for a reason, because Animal Kingdom is kind of the lamest park officially, and I think Avatar's a huge draw. We went.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. We did that was my 5-year-old's favorite ride.
Same.
And I couldn't believe it really, because she had a real issue with something else that I thought she would enjoy more. But yeah, that one she rode twice. So we did the multi-pass for that one. So she got to ride it once. Or no, we did the lightning lane for that one. So she got to ride it once without a line. And then she waited for an hour to ride it again at the end of the day.
We waited for 40 minutes because we didn't have lightning pass for that one. And actually, I don't think we did any lightning for Animal Kingdom because I knew it was such a small park and there were so few things that we could probably just get it done in the day. And we did.
Yeah.
And no regrets on Avatar. That was great.
That was great. Yeah.
I have a question about it. So 4 different parks, a regular, a lightning lane, and then a super lightning lane, it sounded like maybe one of you had said earlier. What is the price
There's actually
variance?
3 tiers. Three tiers of
tiers.
lightning lane.
Oh,
3
okay.
tiers. Because you can get a 1 lightning lane
Single pass.
ride. Single pass. You can get a 3, which I thought it was just 3 for the day, but there's a whole
3,
thing where
yeah,
you can
you
then
keep-
rebook after you cash in your first one. You can rebook something else from the lightning lane.
Right. But only if there's availability, because then that's how they kind of get you too, is like, yeah, you can rebook it, but fun fact, if it's a popular ride, good luck, because you're not going to be able
And
to
you should
rebook
go
it.
early, which is why we did such the early entry. So we would try to hit the ones that we didn't have
Right.
on our
Oh,
lightning lane
okay.
early.
Did that
Yeah.
work?
Then they got crazy. Yeah, it actually worked really well. So we got to see everything that we wanted to see. Last time we did not, because I did not heed the advice of one of my friends who was a Disney planner who said hit Jungle Cruise first because it gets crazy. And it did.
Yeah, we're
So
correct.
Jungle Cruise kind of sucks, so it's like,
It
what?
sucked.
Well, what's the price variance from like, I just want to go and do nothing to everything?
So,
I
okay, well,
wanna...
so Premier Pass is the Lightning Lane Premier Pass is the really expensive one. So that one actually varies kind of like surge pricing, where based on how busy they think the park is going to be that day, they meter up or down the price, which maybe they do for the other ones, but
It's for all of them.
It's for
They're
all of them.
Yeah.
So Lightning Lane Premier Pass for us for Magic Kingdom for the day that we went, which was the Wednesday
Monday?
before Thanksgiving, was $400 per person per day, which is basically what a park ticket, more than a park ticket, right?
That's what I was trying to want. Like,
Yes.
I think it's more.
Well, the park tickets also are varied based on which day it is. You can be an annual vacation pass holder and you can't go on certain days. They even block you out. So there is a lot of complexity to how and when you book and how much specifically you pay.
Yeah. And so the Premier Pass, there's catches to it too. So you can skip the line, which is what Lightning Lane is. You skip the line to a shorter line. It's still a line. But you can only do it once per ride. But it's basically any ride, whereas multi-pass is only for certain rides, right? Like,
it's only for certain rides, but the same restriction applies where you can only ride it one time. So you book Pirates of the Caribbean, boom, you did it, you can't book it again.
You can't book it again. But $400 for one ride, like, that's the thing that really gets me, is like, that needs to be unlimited, right? Like,
absolutely.
I go on Yana's Bayou, I should be able to go right back on that thing for that $400. I should be able to do that all day long if I want to.
So like, what do they, like in a standard B2C pricing thing, there's like 4 options and they kind of price it to land everybody in one. What is the one that they're trying to push everybody to? Like, what is this is what we want everyone to get to?
Multi-pass looks like a damn good deal after you look at Premier.
So Premier Pass for us, and I think it's usually at least above 200, I think, even on the less busy days, per person per day. Multi-pass for us for most of the days was somewhere around like $32. And then
like $26, and we went 2 weeks after you.
Yeah. And then Lightning Lane single pass for us was between $22 and $24, which, fun fact, depending on the ride you want to do, you still have to get that even if you have multi-pass, because the big flagship rides at each park aren't included in multi-pass. Like Avatar,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot, Star Wars at Hollywood Studios, the Rise of the Resistance one, and Avatar.
Avatar, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Magic.
That's the one at Magic? I mean, the kids like that, but it's just
we
like
didn't even go.
coaster.
We didn't go.
You didn't go? It was fun. But yeah, so you like $24. You're looking at like almost the cost of multipass for just Lightning Lane, but you still have to get Lightning Lane single pass if you want to go on these popular rides. So either way, you're probably getting a single pass, and you're probably doing the multi pass. But the multi pass, the issue with it too is unless you really know the park and like get there early, like Kyrie did, you're zigzagging across the
whole
park
thing.
all day.
You're averaging 25,000 steps a day because of that. Because you're having to run over here and here.
We got a stroller for our 5-year-old the other days at the park.
Oh, that seems
because she was just like,
fine. I saw
I'm not
10-year-olds in
walking.
strollers.
I know, but you're doing so much walking to try to get to these rides in your window. Because if you do multipass, you have windows that you have to get in line for. And then you have to, so then you do the ride, but then you've got another window for another ride that you're trying to hit. And you've got kids that are wanting like food. So you're trying to find, and we'll get into food, but
bathroom too.
Bathroom. Oh my God. Woo. By the way, if I'm paying that much for a park ticket, that bathroom needs to be really clean. And they were not. They were not. They were pretty disgusting. There's these 3 tiers. They're probably pushing you to the multi-pass, which is still like if you factor in for 4 people, you're paying over $120 some for 4 people. Plus then
I think it was a good $400 for us to have 3 days of multi-pass.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. Plus the individual Lightning Lanes for the single rides, too. So for us, I'll just go through it because this was kind of bananas for me. So not including food and not including toys, which we ended up buying a lot of because they have those everywhere and make it impossible for kids not to want toys.
Every ride empties into a merch chamber.
Sure.
A merch
like a gift
chamber.
shop.
I'm sorry, gift shop. Sure. Merch chamber. Whatever.
Merch chamber. So for staying at the park for 6 nights, 4 park tickets, 4 days of park tickets for 4 people, and our flights, plus Premier Pass for Magic Kingdom, Multi-Pass for Epcot, Multi-Pass for Hollywood, and Multi-Pass for Animal Kingdom, plus the single lane Lightning Lanes, we were at $8,800, no food, no toys for the hotel and the park. And food is bananas.
Yes.
And it sucks. I could not believe how bad the food was.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did they even have vegetarian options? Did you give it up?
Okay, so this is part of it. Like, I don't know. Maybe the meat options were a little better, but they didn't look much better. It's like
order a medium burger and it comes well done. I'm like, okay, cool.
And it's just burger. Like that's so much of what it is.
Yeah.
It's amusement park food that you could get at a Six Flags or a state park type level quality wise, but you're paying quite a bit for it. But anyways, the vegetarian options were rough. I was so tired of veggie burgers by the end of it because that's like really all they have for vegetarian options. But the thing that really got to me was they have age limits for the kids menu.
Yeah.
And our kid is 10. The age limit is 9, which Kyrie just said, and the kids menu actually has some like decent vegetarian options. Like it got mac and cheese. There's no mac and cheese for adults, so she was always cornered into getting like the crazy veggie burger that they would have at these places that has a bunch of stuff on it she doesn't really want because she's a picky kid, like kids are. But she's 10. Like, make the kids menu 12 or 13. Yes.
Exactly.
Come on. And jump to down place.
Sure.
9 or 10. It's pretty reasonable.
At it and then honestly leave half of the food.
Threw
You're like,
out
not
so much food. Bananas. So anyways, so the food for vegetarians was really bad. How was it for like the regular menu? Was it any better?
Overall, not great. I would say we were able to find stuff that we wanted to eat. We did do one nice dinner the first night that we got there. We went to Yachtsman Steakhouse, and it was great. It was good. We got some good. They had like a decent wine list, and we're like, all right, whatever, kids. Like this is for us. So we went and enjoyed some dinner there.
I've already had my wine. We're doing it.
Yeah. But the QSR absolutely terrible.
That's the quick service stuff, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, stomach troubles throughout. It just didn't really sit well.
Which is probably you're just eating junk food the entire time you're there. Because you like, truthfully, you can't go to eat. You have to reserve those other restaurants that are sit down places that have like the kind of more normal food. It's
a whole process for that too. That doesn't open up until blah blah blah. And then if you have the dining plan, you can only go here or that. And
did you do the dining plan? We didn't.
I did not because I was like,
I'm glad we didn't.
It
It
seemed like
seemed
a little bit of a
complicated.
ripoff. Yeah.
Well, and then they're like, oh, this counts as 2 snacks, or this counts as like 1.5 snacks and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to mess with that. Like, just take my
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Premier, that's the other thing, John, is for the different Lightning Lane Premier Pass stuff, you have to book that within like a 7-day window of when you're going to the park. So you can't just be like,
Oh, you
I'm
can't
at the
plan it
park,
out.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
actually, you
and you
can
have
do
to
that a
wake
little
up
bit.
early. You have to wake
Yeah.
up early too. My
Yeah.
booking was at 7 a.m., so I was up at 6:50 with all my notes
Yes.
from all my research on like what the lightning lane times were. So
Yeah.
in case I couldn't get my first option, I had 2, 3, and 4 in there. Yeah, it's a whole deal.
It's a
And I
Was
still
it-
knew
whole
what I
thing.
wanted.
Is
Yeah.
it worth
And
it?
same for restaurants.
I mean, not that you've just complained or anything, but like that sounds like it's more work for a vacation.
It's
than...
a ton of work. So I was in the airport because I was just doing the math. Like before we even got there, I was just like asking Claude. I was like, "Hey, what would it cost for a family of 4 to go to France for X number of days and
Right.
to eat it?" Like, and it was like, the number it gave me was like less than the trip to Disney. I was
Right.
like,
So here's
Just-
here's a number I heard from one of my multiple early morning chats on the bus with some people who are really like big Disney people. Due to the latest price increase with the Disney tickets, it is now cheaper to book for a family of 4 to book a flight to Tokyo, go to Disney Tokyo for a week, get hotels there, and fly home than it is to go to Orlando, Florida, and do the same trip.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I haven't fact checked that, but it checks out as from what I've heard about
But-
Tokyo. They don't gouge people
Yeah.
for their hotel pricing, etc.
the food's a little better, but also I will say the weather while we were there was pretty nice because it was a little cold in North Carolina when we left, and literally the kids spent some time in a pool because it was like 80 degrees in Florida
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we were there.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so,
there's
that was $8,800. No food, no toys, insanely expensive. So that's that. The restaurant side. So we did a couple of Did you do any character meals?
We did a couple.
What's
A
a
few too
character
many.
meal?
It's where you get to like where Mickey Mouse or the other characters are walking around, like the princesses, and they'll do like
They're
photos.
just dressed up in the
They're
restaurant
dressed up. The ones that
We
are
could
the
do that.
animals.
ourselves outside of the restaurant. We could just go to.
We did Akershus, the one by the
The
Frozen ride.
Norwegian one.
Yeah, in
It's
Epcot,
Caribbean.
Caribbean. It's Caribbean. Elsa's in the movie Caribbean. The the Chef Mickey's one, okay, was just for 4 people, 3 adults, because my 10-year-old counts as an adult, $228.98 before tip. And it is just a buffet. So it is not like we ordered anything in particular. It was literally just the buffet for 3 people and a kid. So $271 for that. The Akershus, somebody's going to nail us for this, was pre-tip for also just like
$270.
it was
I
like
rounded
a
up.
prefix. They just brought we didn't have a choice on what they brought us. They just brought us like the food, and desserts. And then so with tip was $325 for a lunch like that. Imagine the
lunch.
restaurant you can eat at for that amount for 4 people, setting aside like, I mean, even with a bottle of wine, right? Like, come on.
Which is an essential.
And it was not like, it was fine. The food at those places was fine. It was not
Yeah, the
$100. Yeah.
That part really kind of got me because I was like, wait a second. I didn't know that you were going to then choose what I got to eat for this exorbitant price. But here we are.
Which one did you go to?
We went to Storybook
Okay,
Dining at Artist Point, which
Yeah.
because it was in the Wilderness Lodge, so we're like, all right,
Okay.
that'll be easy. Just walk over there, and it was okay. Food wasn't great. The kids liked meeting Dopey and Grumpy, not so much Snow White.
Oh.
So again,
Was that just the nickname for you and your
two
husband?
girls? I'm going with 2 boys. Well, I thought the menu could be good, but I didn't realize I didn't get to pick what I wanted.
What'd
from
they
the
have
menu,
there?
so. It was supposed to be like kind of themed things. So like I'm not a big mushroom person. One of the appetizers that we were served was just like braised mushrooms. And I'm like,
Which
well,
kids love famously.
Yeah.
Love
Famously.
braised
they're
mushrooms.
Sprouts and
I'm like,
mushrooms.
no,
Yes.
no.
The slimier, the better for vegetables. Yeah.
They're on their 4th day of mac and cheese. So
Yeah.
no, I think you're good.
Yeah. And so how much was it, like that amount too? Was it the same amount
$1
there?
million. Yeah.
It's just
I think,
bananas. Monopoly
spent-
money level.
It's monopoly money. I mean, I don't know the prices for each of our individual meals, but I will say, so we were there, we got there Sunday, we left on Saturday. So we were there a decent chunk of time. Each day we had 1 sit down meal, 1 quick service, and then whatever we did in the morning was usually quick service as well. or like grab Starbucks or something once we get into Hollywood Studios. We spent over $3,000 on food. That's when like the YOLO lifestyle, kind of catches up with you, and you start doing the math and you're like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah.
Well, but in the moment, it just feels like fake because you one, have no real choice, right? Because otherwise you have to leave the park. And two, the quick service stuff actually price wise isn't super crazy. Like it adds up really quickly because kids are getting snacks and stuff too while we're there. They weren't just eating at mealtime, so we were getting a lot of snack stuff. But it just like you stop paying attention to the prices at some point because like if you're actually doing this math on like how many hours am I working to pay for this stupid meal, it's like
dog.
For a high which we got pretzels at the German place in Epcot and they were $12 a piece.
Well, did you eat a lot in Epcot? I'm curious because we didn't, and that's where we did a lot of walking and kind of just wandering around, seeing what we could see. But I was like, I think you really just come here to eat and drink.
We did. So that was when we did the character lunch at Ackershoes, and then we did the pretzels. But like that's the other thing is like the kids aren't eating much at meal times because they don't like the food. So then we're snacking like all day long. So you're spending like probably $50 just on snacks like in a given day because like one kid wants something and then you pass by another place and the other kid wants something. Like John, truly, I mean this, 4 kids, you would be spending like so much money on just like meals and snacks, like bananas amounts.
Yeah.
We went to Universal and went to Harry Potter World in June. And that was one of the things that we did. Like, well, even any trip we go to, we are a very big home to sweets family because you get breakfast and a big breakfast and as much as you can eat with anyone. And the rooms, like we kind of know what to expect in the room because kind of to that point, we can't do a lot. I mean, we're like, going to Disney is not in the cards. We just aren't going to do it. And it'd just be too insane, especially with the food and everything else. It's just too crazy.
Well, I mean, imagine just like the Premier Pass or like the Lightning Lane. Like it's so expensive. Yeah.
But that's how you have to do it to have a good time, versus I went with my parents growing up and we never did Lightning Lane. We would pack our own food to bring into the parks. We'd never go out to eat or anything.
Which, by the way, okay, so you sent me while I was there, actually, it was funny. You sent me a thing saying like you came across like the park ticket receipt from when your parents took you as kids.
Oh, yeah.
Sure did.
Do you remember what the price was? It was probably like $10 plus like a fistful of paper clips was like what the cost of the park was back then.
Classic. You donated. You got it for.
My parents telling me it's so expensive, and I was like, "Well, turns out a child's ticket for a 4-day park pass
4 day,
4 days, $107. So that breaks down to about $26 a day. Okay, that is one ride on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
One ride.
Yeah, one ride.
For one person.
How much were the park tickets? I'd only remember because we paid the same for our hotel. It's all blended. So you can't break it apart.
So I actually have no idea how much I paid for those. But do you want to know how much the tickets cost when Disney World first opened in the 70s? Because we looked this up as well.
But was it just like a
canned good?
Less than the price of a gallon of gas?
You're pretty darn close. $3.50 was the original park ticket price.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine? I mean, the safety of the rides back then would have been horrifying, but still, $3.50.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about rides? Should we talk about rides?
We should talk about rides. I also have some other interesting information from some of the folks that I've heard that I've met on our bus tours, so to speak. Have you been to Universal? Has anyone been to Universal lately?
When I was a kid, it was way back. Yeah.
I went in June.
I've been well, apparently Universal now. It's Universal. There's Epic Universe. There is Island of
Epic
Adventure,
Universe?
a brand new park. Super Mario World. It's got How to Tame Your Dragon. I did not go to Universal, but I just kind of looked this up. All that to say, apparently during COVID, Disney fired a lot of their Imagineers, and Universal went and picked them up. And so now Universal has been building out this massive park, and they now have 4 parks. It competes directly with Disney. So I don't know if you noticed this, Nate, but there were a lot of rides that were down for refurbishment or being completely torn out and something new being put in its place.
Thunder Mountain, like my favorite ride when I was a kid, Thunder Mountain closed. It was like really depressing to me because that was the one I really wanted to go on. Yeah. So one thing I just wanted to bring up on the rides thing was just as a kid, I don't think you're like clocking things in categories
Mhm.
the way you do as an adult. But to me, there were like 4 categories of rides. You've
Yeah.
got like roller coasters.
Yep.
You've got what I would describe as slow moving dioramas, where you're basically just on a thing that's moving very slowly and you're just looking at dioramas, which is truthfully
All a
like
Haunted Mansion kind of.
50% of the
Yeah.
rides.
Mhm.
Then you've got basically like simulated kind of like motion runs, like the Avatar or that one where you're on a plane or you're on like the glider. I forget what that one
Soarin'.
was called, soaring.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
did you do that Mission to Mars one?
Yes.
That was intense.
I did the green because I honestly got claustrophobic. They were like, people with claustrophobia. I was like, yeah, whatever. Then they shut the thing, and I'm like, oh god, I want to get out.
I did so we did Mars, which the kids had no problem with. I was ready to throw up at the end of it. And then they were
Did
like,
they
we
have
want to do
sick
green.
bags?
And I was like, yeah, they did actually.
That freaked me
Um,
out too. I was like, why are there sick bags in
There
here?
were
Why
so
are there
many
sick bags?
warnings
Oh.
before that Mission to Mars one where I was like, this
Yes.
is not going to be pleasant. And I was
Yep.
right. The kids had no issue
Yep.
with it. And then there's just kind of like these kind of random rides. Like, what was that one with it was like teacups. They've got carousels, but they've also got that one that was next to the Slinky Dog roller coaster where you're in the alien cars.
Yeah, the little shooter one.
Oh, that one too. Oh,
Yeah.
and then they have another category, which is like you're on a thing that's not on tracks, but is kind of like a roller coaster, but kind of like the 3D diorama thing where you're like the
Ratatouille?
Ratatouille. Yes.
Yeah.
And Rise of the Resistance,
Yes.
which is weird. Like those rides are almost like a roller coaster, but they're also kind of like the thing where you're like the Peter Pan ride. Did you do that? Was slow moving kind of
We
diorama.
skipped that one.
What was your worst ride, your least favorite ride?
I gotta say, Space Mountain.
What? Okay. Did you go on Nemo? Because Nemo sucked.
We did actually go on
I'm
Nemo.
not finding that stupid fish.
Was your imagery out of focus on Nemo or just me?
No, that one was okay. I will say on each of those slow moving diorama rides, we always had like a stoppage where I don't know if somebody was like
Yes.
getting off or something, but we would
Yes.
just be stuck
Every
there for
time.
like 2 minutes. And they're
Mhm.
like, you've got the characters just repeating their thing to you over and over again, and someone on the intercom saying, like, please stay in your seats.
And sometimes there's not air conditioning, and so I'm like, I'm starting to get hot. I'm
Oh,
sitting in this thing, just watching Crush the Turtle, say the
And
same
just
thing
like
over and over
watching
again.
these like
Yeah.
dead-eyed animatronic things like blinking at you and saying the same thing over and over again. I'm just like, I don't know how kids don't have nightmares after this.
We got stuck on Haunted Mansion while the knockers were like going crazy, and that's where we got stuck. And my son's like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I think
We got
so."
stuck there too.
Mom's crying.
But we were next to like the bat area. I will say, okay, so I will say there are fun rides. There's truly some stuff at Disney that I like. It's like a magic trick. I don't know how the technology works for them to do it. Like even at Haunted Mansion, the hologram stuff with the ghosts. I'm like, I don't.
It's 3D. How do you
It's
get
3D
all the way
and they're
around and you're seeing the
moving
result?
around? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't understand the technology. And then, did you
It's
do
so
Rise
cool.
of the Resistance?
Yes, I did.
With
How
the
did we get where we were?
well, yes. How did we get? Because I had a real. I was like, we didn't move. So where are we? Like
Yeah.
we've been kidnapped. This is a
First, I thought
kidnapping.
that was the ride when you're on the submarine.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this was a waste of time.
So there's like, so that one is cool because there's animatronics that you're like just inches from, right? Then they're like moving and talking to you and they're not repeating. They're just like, it's all contextual. You're on the ride. They're talking to you like it's a real thing. And then there were those holograms on that ride with the lightsabers and stuff. And
Yep.
they're like shooting the things at you, which was crazy. Truly did not understand how some of that like hologram stuff on that ride worked either. Like where they had the characters and actors, but it was like digitally projected somehow. I have no idea how that works. I also don't understand how those things move without a track. Like the
I don't
parts
either.
that you're
Is
in.
it like a Roomba?
It's like a Roomba, but it's
a
like
Roomba.
but it also
But-
like can drop you. Like it can shift kind of like on its axis a little bit, so it can
Like
make
the
you feel like you're
Ratatouille
dropping.
ride.
Yes,
I'm
like the Ratatouille ride.
We are like,
Had no idea.
but I'm like, I looked around. I'm like, we're not moving at all. Like we are stuck in place, but it makes you feel like you are.
You are moving, and also multiple times I was like, we are going to hit another car, and I was always
Yep.
like, it never happened, but you just feel like, how are these things talking to each other? I truly, I don't know how it works, but it kind of like
Is it
magic.
self-driving cars, kind of? Maybe.
Basically. And then and then there's like smell-o-vision stuff happening in some of them. But yeah, Nemo was a terrible ride. That was definitely not worth it. The aquarium
It
was
was a
kind of cool.
terrible ride. That was my 5-year-old's favorite at Epcot, and so we had to ride it several times.
Over Frozen?
We never rode Frozen.
You didn't
The
ride
line,
the line.
the line was so crazy, and I think we picked Ratatouille over Frozen for our Lightning Lane pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we waited
So
in line at Ratatouille, which was kind of worth it. It was a long line, but it was kind of worth it.
it was probably my favorite ride at the Epcot.
How tall is your youngest?
My youngest is exactly 40. Is it 42? Where's the cutoff, or 44? I think
Okay,
it's
yeah,
44 and then
44.
like 48. So and they kept testing him, and I was like, stand up straight, dude. And so his head would just exactly hit that. My older
Yeah.
one is over 48 inches. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we did Rock and Roller Coaster together. So
Yeah.
now we have a new Aerosmith fan in the house. Just by
It's a
the
great
way.
time to love Steven Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple decades late.
So our 5-year-old, she's really tall, so she's like 46 inches tall. And so they would be like, hey, can you like go? And she would almost like hit her head, like her forehead on the stuff. But so anyway, so we took her on rides, not realizing we should not take her on some of these rides. Like she did Space Mountain, which she did not care for. The Yeti ride.
Yeah.
We did Guardians. She did not care for Guardians, but she did like the Dwarves ride. She liked a lot of the roller coaster stuff. She just
Slinky
did not
Dog
like the
is
dark.
a good one.
Yeah, Slinky Dog. She
The
loves Slinky
dark
Dog. We did
and
that
the
twice.
drops. Yes.
Dark. I just want to talk about
Haunted Mansion. Haunted
Haunted
Mansion. I was
Mansion.
gonna say that scarred my child.
Did it? She
Scarred
wasn't
him.
really scared. I was waiting for her.
None of this has made it seem like this is a good idea to do. It's really expensive. Your children are scarred. There's too many things to figure out. You had to do weeks of homework. Sounds like a great time.
We're trauma bonding, okay?
Trauma bonding. I was super ready to go after like a day and a half, but the kids on the last day, they were ready to move. They literally said, "Can we move here?" So
Whoa.
they had a great time. Whether or
We
not
all
it's worth
cried when we got
$10,000.
We all cried when we got home because I was like,
I mean, like Nate, you said at the beginning, like it's like almost suspended reality. I thought that was one of the Imagineers' actual things of like suspend all reality. Was if that wasn't a motto, it was at least a thing about them. Am I misremembering that?
I don't know. I'm not a Disney person.
probably
so maybe.
not.
Makes
Probably
sense.
not.
I mean, it is a unique place in a lot of ways that you can't, I don't know, get that experience elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, like the kids did like find it kind of magical in its own way, in a way
Totally.
that you do see behind the curtain a little more as an adult, or if you're like a normal.
Yes.
I was
it
so
sounds
ready.
Like with the rides, you
but
couldn't.
you know, there's these cast members. I think they call them cast members. Like anyone who works
Any
there,
employee
can kind
there.
of make any employee as a cast member. They can make or break that experience. I want to say,
Yeah.
we were in Hollywood Studios, and all the Star Wars guys were so cool. They were just funny. They remembered my kids. They were like, "Hey, go press that button over there. You want to go sit here?" You know, they were totally cool about it, which I think made a huge difference.
The stormtrooper thing in the ride was bananas. I was like, we got off that thing. You open the doors and there's all these like stormtroopers. And I was like, how much is this costing to have a staff here that's wearing these suits all day? So I did want to talk about this ride, though. The Yeti. What do they call that? It's
the
like
Yeti,
the Yeti
Expedition Everest.
Expedition Everest.
Uh-huh.
No context. It just looks like a roller coaster, and our kid is tall enough. And so we're just like, what could go wrong? There's a point where we were at the front of the line, and I just had never heard about this. I don't think it existed when I was a kid, and I knew nothing. I do not keep up with Disney stuff, so I didn't know what this ride was. I had no context for it. We get up to the line, and at one point, one of the roller coasters is pulling up and then goes backwards, and people are like, oh, that's weird. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just like pulling up to people. So anyways, so we get on. John, you're on it's like a normal roller coaster in a lot of ways. It has a little thing that looks like Himalayan mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to kind of the top of part of it, and the track is all like jacked up, like it's gotten torn up, and it's like sticking up, like, and you're like, oh, it's going to fold down and we're going to go down it. So it just like your roller coaster stops. And a 5-year-old's on this ride. It just stops. And so I'm just like, you're good. It's going to fold down. It's going to be fun, whatever. Immediately you pause, and then it just rockets backwards, goes down a part of the track you just did not see before, or I didn't clock it. Maybe you could see it. And
in the
you're
dark,
just
right?
in the dark. You're going backwards super fast. You have no idea what is happening because it's completely dark. Then there's flashes of like strobe lights with like a Yeti jumping out at you, trying to grab you. And the pictures we got of our kid on this ride, her eyes, she just cannot believe what is happening to her and is so upset.
And looking at you. You did this to me.
No, she's just like looking up. This also happened on the dinosaur ride. I don't know if you did that at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, we did. That happened to my son where he was like, "Mommy, I'm scared." And I'm like, "Just shut your eyes."
Mommy's scared. Mommy's scared. Mommy's scared.
The picture we have of me on that ride, I'm just looking up and I'm just like looking at the dinosaur. I cannot believe this is a kid's ride, because if you're younger than maybe like 8, it must just be horrifying. Like
my 8-year-old passed out. cold on that ride.
On the
Just
dinosaur ride or
Safety
Everest?
mechanism.
Avatar.
Smart kid. They're just out and they
Avatar.
sleep.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Um,
not Avatar. Getty.
Everest.
Getty.
Everest
Yep.
is just
Everest,
bananas.
yeah.
Like you're going
It's
so
bananas.
fast backwards. And I always hear about Space Mountain or the Guardians ride. I've never heard anyone talk about Everest. And so,
I hated Space Mountain, by the way, and I loved it as a kid. I was like Space
yeah.
Mountain's biggest fan.
Oh, to
It's the
make you
very
sick?
first thing. Well, the very first thing we did, because we did Magic Kingdom day one. We get there early. It's a 5-minute ride. I'm like, kids, this won't be 5 minutes forever. Let's go do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
quick. I don't know. As a kid in 1998, I remembered there being like stars, and it wasn't
Oh,
pitch black.
I
Maybe
don't
I
remember that.
misremembered. It was pitch black, and so you're
It's
just getting
pitch
tossed
black.
around in circles and this and that, and I'm like, you don't even know what's
Yeah.
coming up. You're like, I can't even brace myself for it, so I'm just feeling like I'm gonna throw up at
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning. So,
Well, so
not
my
favorite.
oldest did the rock and roll, but that was the one ride our 5-year-old wasn't tall enough, which is a good thing.
Yep.
I don't think we would have done it
She
anyways.
would have
But
hated the.
my 10-year-old rode that. I didn't ride it. My wife rode it with her. And so she didn't like it because she kept like getting her head hit on like the shoulder things or
right.
something. And she said the speaker was right behind her ear. She said it was
Mhm.
just so loud.
Blasting Steven Tyler in
Yeah.
her ears the
Yeah.
entire time.
Which,
Apparently, each of the limos, quote
Yeah.
unquote, has a different Aerosmith song.
fun.
We had Love in an Elevator and one of the other ones, and I was like,
Famously, something John does to his kids every night before bed is just blast them with Aerosmith.
Just get it
Before they
going.
fall
And
asleep.
well, I do the dance moves too. I got
Yeah.
yeah.
With a scarf.
Yeah.
What was your kid's favorite ride?
we all had different ones. So my 5-year-old loved the Figment ride, which, like I said, was
Which
Eric
one was
Idle
that?
is in it, and there's like the smell test and the sights and the sounds, and you go through like an upside down room in Epcot. You didn't miss much. Trust
What
me,
ride
it's
is
probably
that?
not long.
Where was that? Figment. That sounds
Mhm.
familiar. Maybe we did go
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
right
know.
at the front in Epcot. So he loved that. My 8-year-old says he loves Yeti. Despite passing out, he
He
loved
literally
it.
passed out though.
He
Like
literally passed out. Yes.
that's so concerning. I mean, that's
So, and he wanted to
wild.
go again. He was like, so we did the whole, because
Yeah.
we traumatized my child on Haunted Mansion, of course. So
Yep.
every time, then he has no trust. He's like, "Are you sure I can go on this? Are
Yeah.
you sure?" And I'm like, "Whatever, dude. Like, you're not
Yeah,
going on it as long as it's pulled away. Like, I will not make you go on it." And it's cool, actually. They do let you, you kind of scan your band. You're like, "All right, cool. I'll be back once my kid comes out, and then I will get to go through the lightning lane, so your family don't have to wait through twice." I was waiting with him for Yeti, and then my husband and my son come back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he passed out." He's denying it at the time. He won't admit it, but he's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he did," because he went all limp, and then like came back and was like, "Are we still on the ride?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, we're like in the mountain."
That's
I
wild.
decided, I was like, you know what? I opted out, and I am really glad that I did. That sounds treacherous.
Like I was shocked at like how wild that ride was, truthfully, because
Mhm.
I just hadn't ever heard people talk about it. Like a Space Mountain, yeah, Guardians, yeah, but like I did not know you just like are going backwards in the dark and have no idea what's happening.
It's the tallest ride. It's the tallest
Is it?
ride at Disney.
Oh,
too. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the second tallest is Tower of Terror.
Oh yeah. I
Did
didn't
your
do that
girls
one
do
either.
that? You didn't do
My
that one?
oldest did that. We didn't do that with our youngest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my youngest sat that one out, but I love Tower of Terror.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite
It's
ride.
kind of like a family tradition. We made my 6-year-old sister go on it when we were growing up, and she was absolutely terrified. But my mom bought her some mini ears afterwards, and it was all worth it. So
Everyone's fine. Yeah.
it's a rite of passage, right?
Okay, I was gonna ask you to this because you mentioned the cast members things. Did you get the lightsaber thing? Did you
Build your own
build a
lightsaber?
lightsaber? Yeah.
I opted not to because my kids have about 9 lightsabers at home, and the last thing I needed is weapons. Day one, we got swords, and they lost them within about 5 minutes because they were striking each other aggressively.
Oh,
So.
they
I thought-
didn't lose them. You took them away.
Oh, no. Yeah, they lost their privilege
Yeah.
for
Ah.
the swords. Yes.
Those are in the van now for forever.
Yeah.
We so I guess there's like a more expensive build a lightsaber thing. We just did the one
Yes.
after you got off the ride that
Yeah.
was like it was still $45 a lightsaber or whatever. But
Mhm.
anyways, when we were putting them together, it's a little confusing because they've got all these pieces and they don't tell you how they all go together. But the woman who was like overseeing that area was getting so annoyed with us and was visibly like just sighing and groaning, and like she was just like, you have to turn it. And I'm like,
You work with kids. Get
I'm
a
like-
different job.
she was like just really aggressive about how we just did not, and we were messing up these lightsabers. We're the ones buying these things, so lay off and like either
Yeah.
be helpful or like take a step back. But yeah.
Did you hit her with it when you were done? Try to like cut off an arm?
Yeah. So we bought lots of toys. It was just so hard because they're everywhere and they're like seeing them constantly.
Fan of the carrot. So I'm like, listen, y'all can get a toy, but it's gonna be the last thing we do. And I need no fighting. I need no bickering. You guys stick with us. Don't try to run off. And honestly, they did great. Most of the fighting they did was in the morning before we left or when we got home. I think they were so overwhelmed by the park. They were like, no problem. Just don't lose me.
When we got back, we'd been back for a few days, and my daughter, she sees a plane, and I'm like, oh, what was your favorite part of the trip? This was the 5-year-old. And she was like, watching movies in the hotel.
Perfect.
Like good
God.
use of $9,000.
Your own Disney Plus account too. It's not even like
Which
using
what
theirs.
Can they not just give you free Disney Plus while you're there? Like,
oh really? You can't.
Come on, you have to
You have to sign in.
Hey, fun fact, that's kind of a security thing if you forget to like log out when you're done. But like,
I forgot.
Somebody just like, now that room has free Disney Plus
Luckily
forever.
you can log out like remotely. But it wasn't until the next day I was like, I hope y'all enjoyed Disney Plus last night because I did.
This is previous life. We had to write software to do exactly that. So it's like a part of like with hotel refresh when check in and check out. Now they had to add in all the work to basically wipe the TVs to reset them up to avoid that problem.
Don't make this about you, John.
Question for you, John. Then
I love where this is going. For an hour, you go on about rides, and I'm like, oh, actually, you don't have to worry about not logging on Disney Plus. You're like, wait.
Zip it, John.
Stay in your lane.
So question though, because this is something I thought was weird and a little deceptive. And I'm like, is it that difficult to update these TVs or not? So you turn on the TV and it's like, welcome Cook family or whatever, and then they'll have, your TV. They have information on the parks and the information on the parks just gives the regular hours. They don't mention at all that I'm obviously on the property. I'm looking at this screen. Why wouldn't you tell me about early entry and how to get there? And I was like, maybe it's really difficult if it changes day by day. But I'm like, well, it's on the website. I don't know, John. Is that really that hard?
No, that doesn't sound hard. They just don't care. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
They don't care.
They don't care. Why would they do it?
But
because it makes it more crowded. So, they're like, I'm not going to tell you. If you
already got your money.
But why not make Disney Plus free in the hotel room as an right? Is that not the easiest freemium model that your kids get super addicted to Disney Plus?
Yes.
Then they're not in the park.
Yeah. This is my question. Well, one, there's probably enough people that are on Disney, so it's not that big a deal. But do you think the access, what's the loss leader in this whole thing? Is it the ticket itself? Is it the hotel cost?
There's no loss leader. They're making so much money, John, on every part, every moment you're there. They're making. This seems so stupid to say out loud, but is just my naivete in the moment. We had a period where we lost my wife. She went to go get a margarita at Epcot, but her phone was charged because you're burning battery like crazy.
Because you have this app the entire time. You can't live without the app.
The app is just an ever-present part. Yep. You're using it for everything.
Bringing this back to a product. Yes, you need the app.
All the time. So it's just burning battery on your phone because it's also got GPS. So it's telling you where you're on the park. So anyways, we were always having to charge phones. And so she had her phone charging in the stroller and she just went to get a margarita. And then she was like, I'll meet back up with you. But then we had to figure out how to find each other. We did eventually.
Did you have to go to guest services and paging?
I was really close. We ended up just kind of it's hard. The parks it was dark too, which also made a challenge. So anyways, we were walking. I was with my two kids and we were walking and I was like, oh, face painting. We'll kill time and then she'll come around after. I was like,
but she really won't recognize us.
Well, I was like, the face painting, I was like, it's just a little stand. That's free, right? We've already paid to get it. I don't know why I thought that. I know it sounds really dumb to say that out loud
cute.
now.
That's real cute. Yeah.
It's literally $30 a kid.
It was $25 a person. And
it's
we did Epcot on the last day and I was like, it almost started to sound like a deal. And I was like, that's actually not so bad, my husband's like, what are you talking about? Walk away. I was like, you're right.
Give me your wallet. You're done now.
Holy crap. I'm Stockholm Syndrome big time.
Well, yes. So at some point, the prices really stop mattering to you. Also, it was at night already. And so then we had the fun experience of using all the hotel washcloths, trying to get all the makeup off. Because, you're having to take forever because then it'll get on the pillowcases and stuff. But anyways, nothing is free at Disney. There is no loss leader. Probably Disney Plus is their loss leader, honestly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but even then you're logging into it, which is just super annoying.
I'm gonna feel a
Also
little like
say-
Larry David here for a moment, but I was like, could they not get a water filter as well for the hotels?
The
Like
water
our water
is
smelled
so
like sulfur.
bad.
It was gross.
We're not even
My
near
husband
the
took
beach.
a shower and came and sat next to me, and I was like, God, you smell like sulfur. He's like, I just took a shower, and I was like, yeah, it'll off gas in a few minutes. Let's give it a minute. Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go. You guys are really, I'm in. This is going to
We're
be
just
great.
making you feel better. You know.
Yeah.
I stupidly just forgot to bring a water bottle with me, so I was just buying water bottles and then like having to refill them and stuff because I didn't want to keep buying $4 or $5 bottles of water, and so I would like refill them at the bathrooms. Is the only place they have the water bottle refillers, and that water also just didn't taste any better. What
You'd
is
have
with
to buy more
Orlando
water
water?
bottles.
What do people in Orlando drink? Is that like what your water tastes like all the time?
Yeah,
Ew.
bad.
Do better. Like treat your water. Filter that through something. Like run it through a coffee filter or something. Like it's not good. It tastes like beach water, which
Yeah, but you're
well, look at the
landlocked.
beach. You're
You're
landlocked.
landlocked.
Where's that
Yeah.
water coming? Are you shipping it from like a beach town or something?
The biggest mystery of all of Disney. What's up with the water?
Like it
Yeah.
was just not good water. Anyways, yeah. If you had to give it a grade from A to F, what would you give it?
I'm still gonna give it an A, baby. I mean,
That's amazing. With like when you want to go again, like money's not the issue. It was that good, worth it.
you know, I'm like, what if I got hit by a bus next year? I wouldn't miss the money, the time with my kids, with my husband, you know, as a family, like amazing experiences. I taught my kids what inside jokes are. I'm like, now we have so many inside jokes about this and that. So, I don't know, no regrets.
That's
we
awesome.
we left on cloud 9, and then quickly the magic ended because we went to the airport and
And you still had a credit card.
no, they delayed our flight 4+ hours, which, Nate, as you know, it's an hour and a half late. So I was like, cool, we could have gone there,
Super-
and back, and
yeah.
here again. So,
That's a
yeah.
Whoa.
fun thing for kids too. Young kids do great with flight delays.
They love that.
They love it.
that.
Kids
And
love
there's
the
so
Orlando
much
Airport.
stuff at an airport to do for kids,
Mhm.
so they have a great time. It's not like
They
they're
have
super
adequate
cranky and
seating.
upset and annoyed.
Totally,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd give it a C.
You went during Thanksgiving week, though. I will say, so we went 2 weeks after you. We went
Yeah.
December 7th through 13th. It was a good time to go. Weather was great. It wasn't that crowded, especially if you went early. Like, they were doing a lot of Disney parties at night. So it was
Okay.
like drunk adults at night. And we're sort of like, all right, we need to get that out of here because it's getting weird. Yeah.
So actually, Disney. There's apparently 2 times that are terrible to go to Disney. Christmas is the worst, and then Thanksgiving.
Yes, and then
We went
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, but I will say, because I don't know if it was related to the shutdown or just like the cost of everything. It was not crazy busy, so like
Really?
that part was okay. What was annoying though, which you brought up, they kept like shutting the parks down early because of party stuff that does not get advertised anywhere. So you're just like, you come in and they're like, oh, fun fact, the park closes at like 6 today. And you're just
Yeah.
like, where was that when I bought these tickets? Like, do I get money back now because I can't be at the park as long?
Nope.
And they are kind of aggressive at pushing you out, and like rides shut down and stuff like that. When they move up that park time close, like stuff shuts down, which was super annoying. Cause I'm like, I'm paying more. Our tickets cost more
Mhm.
than what these party tickets cost, like for the after stuff. So that was annoying.
I mean, I knew they were generally happening, but I knew I wasn't going to do it because, again, I'm getting there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
You'd have to
Last thing
pay
I wanna
extra,
do-
wouldn't you?
You'd have to pay extra. And then my kids would be up. We were already taking like 12-hour days. They were
Yeah.
champs, and I'm like, I cannot ask any more out of them.
Yeah, they were
I'm a
long,
revolt.
long day, and they're walking like
We didn't bring a stroller, so we
6+
had our
miles.
not even yet 5-year-old away, and then our 8-year-old, and they both had to walk the whole time. We carried the little one a
Wow.
couple times.
yeah,
They did great, actually.
it's crazy. But yeah, okay, that was Disney. Don't get mad at us, Disney. Please don't sue us. You're probably gonna sue us.
I still
You could
gave you an
sponsor
A.
us.
I still love you.
Could sponsor us. Yeah, for the price of a Disney Plus subscription, you can sponsor us,
Mhm.
which I'm sure now is like $8,000 a month.
Mhm. Got to keep Jimmy Kimmel afloat.
Yeah. I don't know why you hate him so much, John. Just let Jimmy Kimmel be.
What's
My question though about your grade: when is the soonest you would go back?
ooh
Because I was like, I'm good for 10 years.
March?
You could maybe
I'd
talk
probably
me
give
into
it
10
another
years.
5 years.
Yeah,
Just because my youngest was so not into like any of the thrill rides, and that
Yeah.
kind of crushed me a little bit. Because when we took our 8-year-old when he was 5, he went on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different personalities though, but his favorite park was Epcot, and I was like, that's very telling. Very telling. Slow rides, not a lot to do there. So what were your kids' favorite parks, by the way? I'm curious.
I think
Because you have
both
2
of
girls.
them. Yeah, I feel like both of them probably say Magic Kingdom, but I feel like recency. That was the first park we went to, and so I feel like recency sometimes. So they had a good time at Animal Kingdom, which was the last one we went to. So they might say that. Oh, and
5.
who cares?
Well, and then
But
when
yeah.
we did the full circuit, that was the least magical Disney thing I've ever seen, because I think they do a good job of like
Yeah.
hiding the cars of the cast members and stuff. But nope, you were just like going through the parking lots and like a random warehouse.
They're all smoking
district that was,
cigarettes.
like,
Oh, well, no, they would wave at us because we're traveling so slowly. So they're having to wave 5 minutes. We do a segment at the end of the episodes called Lessons Learned. I won't put you on the spot here if you want to think of one. My lesson learned is, I don't know if it's been like this for a while, but the cost of LinkedIn premium is really, really expensive now. So it is now $69.99 a month, or you can pay a little less if you do it for the year. So I just asked AI what I could do with that $70 a month instead. And you could buy New York Times All Access subscription plus The Athletic or a premium news bundle. You could also get Adobe Creative Cloud photography plan plus some AI tools. You could do a full Coursera Plus subscription, giving you unlimited access to thousands of courses. You could also do gym membership, mid-tier chains, or 4 to 5 boutique fitness classes.
That's
You
a
could
long
get
list.
Netflix Premium, Spotify Premium, and still have $20 left over. In other words, LinkedIn, that's a lot per month. What are you getting for a premium subscription now with LinkedIn for $70 a month?
at the cost of a Disney sweatshirt. It's crazy.
You get yourself some ears for that money.
One
I
year.
don't know what to get for it. That I've done the trial before, and I was like, I don't really see a huge difference in what my normal LinkedIn experience is. So I obviously didn't continue the paid subscription. So
Yeah.
LinkedIn, if you're listening,
Yeah.
what's the answer?
Do either of you keep track of how much money, how much do you watch your personal budget and know how much on subscriptions you spend every month?
I don't really want to know, but I'm also not going to pay for LinkedIn Premium at $70 a month.
It's not
Do
gonna
you
change
have
your
LinkedIn
behavior.
Premium?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking. We spend $110 a month on subscription services, and so to spend $70 on just
that feels
LinkedIn,
low. How are you
I think
spending that
it's-
little?
we don't do it. It's actually about to go down to a canceled Spotify, so we're getting.
What do
out
you
of the
listen
game.
to?
Music. Yeah, music.
Giant book of CDs with you? What are you doing?
Remember that?
No,
Yeah, the binder.
this
You
would
get
be
a
fun.
binder
We
in
can. It's a binder. It's my Trapper Keeper. No, we can bring it back to
Your
actual.
Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper?
This is like the pendulum, all back and forth. And I'm not saying I'm a leader in this way in any stretch of the
A
imagination.
purple narwhal on it? Yeah.
But the whole genesis of streaming services was because the storage on devices wasn't large enough to bring your whole library with you. So why put everything on there when you can do it? Every album I've ever purchased, I can store 2 copies of on my phone and still have space left over. So why spend all the money?
Are
we
you
could buy a
doing
smaller iPhone.
Yeah, that's where we're
and
going. That's what I'm going to
stream.
do. Yeah. So we're going to kind of everything back to local, run it. You can still do all the same stuff like HomePod, AirPlay, streaming, all that stuff is all fine and good. I just don't want to do streaming services anymore. I don't want to do subscriptions to anything. I'm out.
I thought you loved shortchanging artists on the music
do.
they're creating.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I
Yeah.
was just really excited about how effectively I'm trying to find other ways to steal music.
You're just stealing CDs from people's homes.
Yeah. Did either of you have Our Tunes when you were in college?
No, is that some Wisconsin specific thing?
It was so amazing.
Just
So-
cheese-based music?
I'm going to get a little bit on a cheese music. Do you know the 30-Point Buck? Do either of you know this song?
No.
That's amazing. Okay, look it up. We'll put it in the show notes. The 30-Point Buck. That is a little bit cheese-based music for what it's worth. So Our Tunes, there was the brief moment and Kyrie, I think you're about our age, but that specific window of time was like the golden age. So when sharing iTunes libraries existed, the way that was done is iTunes would just open up access to your whole thing, but only to those files and only that location. There's probably a little bit more in there, but the end state was you could share a library, and Our Tunes was a jar. You could download it and just take all of that.
There was
music.
another app for that too, right? There were a few out there.
So the years that we were in college, specifically in the dorms on a private network, you could look at every iTunes shared library and download anything you wanted, and it would never leave the intranet of the dorm you were in, and so you could get anything. It was insane. Same time frame, Pandora, when it started, this was like when it was coming up, it would download the copy locally, save it, and play it from there. So when you played from the browser, it would actually download it and then play it. And so I just you could scrape it, copy it from that temporary location, rename it from the name in the browser, and just have your music play all night, and you'd get everything.
When's the last time you opened iTunes?
Today,
or whatever it's called now.
Every music user, every Apple Music. That's the only way to listen to your local library or Apple Music is through iTunes. That's how that works. So if you're not a Spotify user, you open up iTunes or music every single time you want to listen.
Or
to music.
YouTube.
Yeah. But I mean, you're not playing music. Are you playing music stored locally?
Yes.
Or are you playing it through Apple Music?
Well, both. Apple Music does a really cool thing that everything you've ever had locally, you can play the high fidelity, 44K version of it, in the cloud. Every Apple it used to be $10 a year. You could take your entire music library and stream it all the time. They'd store it for you for forever. It was amazing. So you didn't have to have a music service. I want them to bring that back. It was so good. So I had, 80 gigs of music, and you could take that and it would stream it from the cloud for $10 a year. I can't remember what that service is called, but it was fantastic.
Kyrie, do you have a lesson learned you want to share?
My lesson learned for Disney specifically, I would say, is do your research.
So much research in advance.
So much research.
Yeah.
In advance. Join the Facebook groups. They're annoying. People ask a lot of dumb questions, but people ask some good ones in there too. So if you can lurk and see what they're talking about, that's really good. Plan as much as you can, but then go with some flexibility so that you keep your expectations low, and I think you'll have a great time. So
keep your expectations low.
You're going to spend a bunch of money, keep your expectations low, and you too can have an A+ experience at Disney.
Don't look at how much you're spending and just go with it.
Expect nothing, spend a lot, and you'll have a good time.
Perfect.
Yeah. John, how about you?
Good.
You must have learned so much just in the past.
So much.
This is literally the longest episode ever.
Yeah, 3 times.
Hour and a half.
It's 3 times the longest. Yeah. I didn't know that you could have both very strong opinion. You talked a lot about Disney, and then at the end, it gave a real C. Like, okay, I hope that was worth it. So there's a lot.
Can I just say, by the way, by the end of my Disney trip, I was so tired of seeing adults in Mickey Mouse stuff. It was just, I mean, tennis shoes with emblazoned Mickey Mouse ears that all the family shirts that are uniquely printed for the Disney trip that they're on. That was bananas. I kept a log of t-shirts I saw.
So great.
At Disney. I forgot this was going to be my lesson learned. Okay. This was a shirt, Dole Whip Daddy, which no thank
I don't like
you.
That.
No thank you.
I don't like that at all.
I saw that and I was like, ugh.
They were at Zootopia.
Yeah. My favorite Disney villain is my wife. That was one I saw, which Kyrie's got a nice reaction to that. The Princess Security. I support my wife's Disney addiction. Another one was I'm her beast.
And too.
Yeah.
I saw that one too. And first I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? And I was like, oh, I saw her shirt.
Yeah. Just there were a lot of shirts I wish I could unsee at Disney, but yeah.
I know a guy that went to Disney 24 times in 1 year, and I feel like that's too many.
For work? Was it just he was a cast member?
Nope, he's a Disney fan. He's an Imagineers super freak.
Imagineer, like an actual Imagineer.
No. He just loved everything about the Imagineers, and was very fascinated.
He's a wannabe Imagineer.
I want to be Imagineer, but he's probably the best. And he's pretty nerdy person, and just really likes to know how things work. And so he told me 24 times, and I said, and I was like, that's a lot.
Oh man, there was that did you read about that? What's that club that's at the Disneyland one? That's the exclusive club, Club 33 or something like that. And this couple got kicked out of it or out of their Disney Elite Pass or something because they were drunk at a park or something like that. But they were detailing in their lawsuit how they'd spent $100,000 in travel to Disney over the past year. I can't even imagine, even if you just have that level of FU money, spending that much on Disney trips is just bananas. As
The
like
world's a big
50-year-olds.
place. You know, like I enjoyed my Disney trip thoroughly.
Yeah.
Probably because we don't go back. We're not going to be going back for a while.
Epcot doesn't count as international travel for you when you were
Seeing the world now.
Yep. You did it all in a day.
I did it all in a day. So.
Very European focused, by the way. There's like Germany, France,
all the Africa
Italy.
Stuff is in
There's a tiny little Africa place. There's like China. Was there Japan?
Yes, there is Japan.
Okay.
There's Japan.
You've got the UK.
Japan is kind of next to France.
Or Great Britain. Yeah.
China's
right.
way around the corner. Yeah. There's Canada Land, which I didn't remember as a kid. I was like, that's okay.
It very European focused, I would say. Epcot is, or Epcot European forward. Epcot is. Yeah.
Yeah.
John
there's some questionable things. The Small World ride. I'm like, how long is that one going to be?
The original. So I just listened to this thing. There's a podcast called 20,000 Hertz, and he interviewed the two brothers wrote It's a Small World. One of them just passed away probably within the last 5 years, and they were like, we want to get this up. We want to get this better. We want to, whatever. And so that the second guy, they wrote another verse for it. So basically, like even 2024, they just wrote a new verse for It's a Small World, and they're keeping it going. There's like
is that for like copyright reasons? That feels like nothing Disney does is ever for
like Taylor's version of her album, so that she can own the rights. Yeah.
I'm going to forget what the stat is, but it's something like there's not a minute of the day where it's not being played in multiple locations across the globe or something crazy like that, where because of all the places and all the frequency of the rides that are, happening all at once in all the Disney worlds, it's an insane amount of like, they're never changing that song is kind of the short version. It's really, really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Good luck. If you don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, enjoy editing this episode, John. We are pushing out new episodes every Tuesday. You can find information about this podcast and our guests like Kyrie on productischange.com. That's our new website. Thanks for joining, Kyrie.
Thanks for having me. Have a magical evening.
Bye. Yeah.